what motivated the group to have this study? Now, why fake news?
We we will conduct this study, ma'am, because fake news is very relevant these days, especially that the vaccine for the COVID-19 is ongoing and might be employed in our country. And fake news can antagonize the vaccine confidence in general.
Okay. Dami fake news. Ano ba yung fake news na narinig nyo?
Pwede magdagdag.
Yes. Oh, wow. Miss Jessa.
So,
Oh,
my
yes.
motivation conducting the study is to feed my curiosity, to digging about the fake news, ma'am, to spreading of the social media. So our respondents is millennials. So nowadays, millennials is very engaged to social media. So based on my experience, my family is believe sila sa tuog na ma-cure ang ma-kill or cure ang illness or ang virus. So yun, as a medical student, me myself also confused, and we want to know deeper about that kind of fake news.
Miss Jessa, you made mention about fake news, but then you are, based on your experience, yung mga tuob-tuob. Pero that is experiential para sa family mo na naniwala sila ganyan. But it's not related with vaccine. But your study is related to fake news circulating, according to the group, circulating in our country related to vaccine. No?
Yun lang po yung sa about lang po sa fake news.
Okay. Okay. So, nadagdagan mo lang ng tuob. Pero ang tuob hindi talaga kasali dito.
Yes.
Oo nga, kasi nasali mo yung tuob. Okay. But, yes, Mr. Abner, wow, gusto-gusto ko talaga yung grupong ito. Active ba?
Ano po, ma'am, yung study po namin is general po talaga siya na fake news in terms of influence ba sila sa vaccine confidence po, ma'am. In general po, ma'am, na fake news, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Yes, Miss Norden.
Gusto ko lang din po idagdag na one of the reasons for this study is wala po masyadong research about vaccine confidence, especially in Gensan po. Also, marami din po kasing nag-circulate na fake news in social media po na iba't ibang gamot po na pwedeng makagamot sa sa COVID, which is not true po kasi mas makapalala pa po ng ng situation po.
So I'm just curious because your questionnaire, no? You no, you have 2 pages, 3 pages questionnaire.
Page 45 din.
What is your model? What is your source or in terms of standard? Kasi meron kayo dito, no, may information and then vaccine confidence in terms of susceptibility, severity, benefits, barriers of efficacy. Where did you,
For the fake news po, ma'am, our source for that is under, ma'am, is the World Health Organization po, ma'am, where they have a breakdown of certain mga disproved po ng mga policies and also mga fake news po, ma'am, and mga exaggerated news po, ma'am. And for the vaccine confidence po, ma'am, since ang health benefit model is known to be flexible po siya na type of model, so we created the different statements lang po, ma'am.
But where did you get susceptibility, severity, benefits, barriers, self-efficacy? Do you have any basis?
Yeah, the health belief model.
In relation to vaccine, no? You clearly stated, Mr. Abner, na some information here, kasi sabi ko, well stated siya. So you mentioned that the source is the Department of Health. So also, even with your vaccine confidence, no, well stated then. Where did you get this one? Itong perceive, although sabi mo, kayong gumawa nito,
Yung mga components po, ma'am, is galing po sa self-belief model, pero yung mga statements po na under doon, ma'am, kami po yung gumawa, ma'am.
okay. Healthy immune, I think. The health belief model. Okay, this you made mention with that. The health belief model. Okay, Ma'am Reza.
Katawa ko din kay tapos na po ang laban, joke. Buhiki ko karon. I also would like to commend this group kasi wala po akong masyadong nasulat dito na parang corrections or something like that. Kasi naintindihan ko po yung study nila. And yung tanong niyo po kanina, sinagot na po nilang lahat. Wala pa akong madagdag. Later, mga konting, as in, very konti na ano na lang po, comments later po sa paper nila. Ma'am Girly?
Actually, wala man ako matanong sa kanila. Kasi so far among the 3 na nabasa ko, ito yung halos hindi ko nakuris-kurisan ng husto. Meron na ako isang clarification doon sa demogs. In terms of barangay, I think, what do you mean by this? Bakit barangay?
Since ano po, ma'am, ang Jensen po kasi, full Jensen po kasi ang aming local po, ma'am. Tapos ang Jensen po kasi is nahati sa 26 po na barangay, ma'am. So ang balak po namin is para medyo, or I mean valid po kahit na yung aming sampling method is quota. So aming, kuna na lang po namin ng aming respondents is from the 26 barangay, which is 20 each po, ma'am.
Okay. Pero personally hindi kasi nakikita usually sa mga researches yung word na barangay. Instead, you use domicile kung saan sila nanggaling. So domicile instead of barangay. So far, yun lang talagang nakikita ko.
Wala na masulat. Perfect ba? Wala na masulat.
The title itself, no, talagang bago siya. It very relevant, no, with today's concerns natin, lalo na papadating yung mga vaccines natin. So, very relevant talaga yung topic. Timely, no? Very timely. But I'll be asking Miss Caballo. Kung Ilonggo ang Caballo is, you know, no? Caballo. Okay. Miss Caballo, what is your sampling procedure? Sampling technique? How do you get your participants or respondents for this study? Miss Sala Caballo. Kindly turn on your mic. Naka-mute ka.
Hindi na din siguro internet.
Hindi niya, yan na.
Ma'am?
Yes, Miss Caballo, what is your sampling technique?
Quota and purposive po.
Okay, why purposive?
Ma'am?
Why purposive daw, Sala?
Kasi po may inclusion po ng criteria po.
Okay, and what will be your criteria? Who will be your respondents?
Millennials po who were born in 1981 to 1996 po.
Okay.
According to DMOC 2019 po.
Okay. Ma'am Glenda, do you have additional questions? Shall we proceed now with, parang wala na silang tanong sa inyo kasi everybody are really eager to answer the different questions. Ma'am Raisa, shall we proceed now?
Yes.
Okay, with the suggestions. For the title, Medical Fake News and Fear-Mongering, COVID-19 Pandemic, the Impact on the Vaccine Confidence of Millennials in General Santos City. In relation to the title, ma'am, pwede din tanggalin yung General Santos City because it is already mentioned in the local. Pwede din natin the impact of the vaccine confidence among the millennials.
Yes, din. Okay lang din.
Ma'am Glenda? Ma'am Glenn? Pwede na tanggalin natin yung Gensan kasi andyan naman sa lokal ito.
Yes, Dean, pwede na po. Naka-spell out naman na siya.
Oo. The impact on the vaccine confidence among the millennials.
Yes, Dean, that's okay.
Tanggalin na natin yung Gensan. Usually kasi sa title, oftentimes we omit already the place where it will be conducted because it is already included in the local of the stand. So for the acknowledgements, I think you need to just follow yung proper sequence. You start with the school at you need to thank God. Of course, God ang first. Second will be the school administrators. So kindly include the names also of our administrators from president to vice president and administrator of the school. Your panelists, your validators. Although you got some of the information from the Department of Health, but some of the items in your questionnaire, do you have validators for this? Hindi na ipa-validate ito? Is it
Ipa-validate
under
pala,
survey
ma'am.
questionnaire?
Ipa-validate pala, ma'am.
Okay. So yung information na nakinuha niyo hindi iba. Okay. So kindly include in your acknowledgements your validators, your advisor, as well as your parents, classmates, boyfriends, girlfriends, and of course your fellow researchers. No? Kasi sometimes there are some students, their boyfriends are helping them out, no? So they included that in their acknowledgement. That's okay naman. We'll just mention the name. So kung magkabulag man mo, okay lang na naman dito sa imong research, no? Nagtabang siya sa imuha. Okay. So for the table of contents, I think you need to include yung ating background of the study or yung sa introduction. Yung research questions, this is statement of the problem. Methodology, references. They don't have appendices here. So, but you have a lot of appendices, but you failed to mention it in your, may mga appendices kayo dito, Appendix A, Appendix B. So kindly specify like Appendix A, in your Appendix A, that's survey questionnaire. So ilagay nyo yan dyan. Ha? I have seen also a lot of figures, so kindly include another page for the list of figures. Okay, so let's move on with the introduction. Okay, so for the introduction, Ma'am Glenda.
Yes, Dean.
For the introduction, do you have any comments or suggestions? Itong statement lang, may akin, Ma'am Glenn ba, itong may statement sila dito, I don't know, politics plays a significant part in the production of vaccines. Production or dito sa Pilipinas kasi acquisition lang. Pero yung production itself, Okay,
I think
there are other
din,
countries, other countries, no?
palagay ko okay lang ito din kasi
Internationally.
internationally kasi
Oo.
ang politics really played a role sa
Oo, sila
yung
mismo
vaccine.
nag-initiate.
Opo. Meron lang akong comment yung doon sa first word talaga nila sa introduction during the COVID-19 pandemic. Parang I feel na awkward yung mag-umpisa ka ng during. So if they can rephrase that na ano siya parang declarative statement. Pwede na silang dumiretso na a lot of fake news. Ganon. Tapos sa
I
huli na
agree.
yung during ano.
Opo.
Kasi yun yung sa technical writing, no, dapat hindi lang puro technical but meron din siyang creative na ano na flavor para hindi siya ano ba, passive voice ba to? Ano ba to? Passive active. Kung pwede sa huli na lang siya. Pero maganda naman yung na-mention nila when you talk about kasi sa fake news, mostly it's done because of politics and they really nailed yung ano doon sa introduction.
Okay. Actually, well stated, no? Except lang, you'll just improve, no? Yung mga pagsulat yun ng mga different paragraphs dito. Okay. Let's move on with the SOP. So for the SOP number 1, what is the demographic profile of the respondents in terms of?
Doon lang ako sa 1.3 din, instead of barangay, domicile.
Okay.
Diba? Tama na yun. You say, from what barangay, but what domicile?
Age, year of birth, is it significant when in fact you have already the profile na age?
Millennial na sila. Palagay ko specific na to.
Oo, kasi meron na kasi doon na millennial, may specific year na kung kailan sila pinanganak. Bakit, what is the significance of year of birth in 1.2?
Ano lang po,
Tactic.
ano lang sir, naisip ko kasi namin ma'am na i-include po siya para po proof siguro ma'am na under ano po siguro naisipan po namin i-include po siguro kasi as a proof po na under po sila doon sa millennial na year of birth po ma'am.
May age, year of birth, kung anong year mas marami. So kung makuha nila itong profile na to, kung kailan sila ipinanganak. But may di ba we can determine naman, as you mentioned, in what particular year started ulit, sabi ninyo? Mga millennials natin?
Po.
Year?
1981 po, ma'am.
81 until?
1996 po.
Okay. So, in those years, sa ngayong 2020, how old are they now? From what age group? Sige, mag-compute kayo. 22.
Ako din, 1982 ako. So, 38 ako. So, 30 na. Ay, 39.
Oh, so 39, no? Mabilis
39.
Mas pag ano. Nakaabot ka mo doon. Yung age group, year of birth, kasi pag year of birth, ang ano ko kasi meron dalawang variables kaya meron kayong age, may year of birth pa.
Kasi din pag mag-year of birth, unless otherwise, they wanted to categorize pa. Di ba? Parang ganun. Kung wala namang categorization, pwede na po siguro.
Oo.
Hindi na.
24 hanggang
I'm
31.
asking lang yung significance itong age. Kasi you specified already na millennials sila. Millennials sila. So ang age nila, may range na tayo, no, na from what age? 2020, 1996. Ilang taon niya yan sila, ma'am? Until 30.
Ang ano siguro din, 25 to 40 years old.
I-omit na lang po namin, ma'am.
25
to 40 po. More or less 25 to 40 din.
Oo. Kasi sabi ko parang ang pagkuha ng year of birth, andyan alam naman natin kasi kung kailan sila pinanganak. But what is the significance of this particular data? I just wanted the proponents to justify. Kasi if not, hindi naman siya ganun ka-significant, we can omit a particular variable, year of birth. Kailan sila pinanganak.
Ma'am,
Yes?
i-omit na lang po siguro namin, ma'am.
Tingnan mo muna, Mr. Abner, baka meron kayong literatures na magsasabi na yung kung kailan, kung ipinanganak ka na, like for example, 1982. Baka mag-matter yung kanyang sa fake news, ang kanyang perception sa mga fake news. Who will be your, aside from millennials, Jensen City residents? Respondents?
Yes po, ma'am. Currently residing in General Santos City po, ma'am.
Do you think the educational status can also affect on how they perceive this vaccine, yung acceptance ng vaccine despite of the fake news? Kasi may mga variable kasi na mas significant siya in a particular study, like mga educational attainment. Ma'am Reza and Ma'am Glenda, what are your thoughts on this? Kasi yun din ang isang ko. Ang year of birth, parang siya, pwede na natin tanggalin yung year of birth.
Actually din, since nasabi na yung age, parang redundant na siya if you will ask for the year of birth. Siguro kung when we talk about fake news, mas may importance or relevance pa ang educational level.
Yan, ma'am. Gusto
Or maybe kung ano ang trabaho, because millennials now are the working group o working age na ata ang millennials, mga nasa 30s. So, mas maganda kung mas relevant, not the age of birth kasi nasabi niya ang age, but maybe occupation or education, mas may relevance yun.
Yun nga nakikita ko. Age, educational attainment, occupation, kung saan sila nakatira, siguro pwede na kay Jensen. Ano naman ito, ma'am? Ang lokal nila, Jensen? Yung specific barangay pa, kung taga-Conel ka. Pero,
pwede pa siguro,
kung
pwede pa siguro
Conel ka,
economic status
taga-mabuhay
na
ka.
lang.
Pero,
Economic status siguro, may may relevance.
diba? Okay. Usually man good.
Pero meron bang barangay na nandun sa bukid-bukid? Kasi pwedeng nagawin na rural and urban or highly urbanized or parang
mahirap na siguro yung mga sa mga malalayo masyado na, ma'am.
I-online
kasi online, di ba?
Wala silang mga internet, kaya layo na tayo, ma'am.
Pero dyan mo malalaman kung talaga may fake news din doon nakakarating. Pero pwede na nilang tanggalin
na yung mga barangay
yun economic status, education, occupation. Yun yung nakikita kung pwede.
Mas highly relevant talaga educational attainment, occupation. Kasi minsan, like kung tricycle driver siya, pero kung tricycle driver, mas dami pang alam, daming balita lagi. Kasi nakatutok sa radyo. Economic status maybe can also affect. So, okay na yan. Tanggalin na lang siguro natin itong domicile and year of birth. So, is it okay with the proponents? Ma'am Reza, okay na?
Yes,
Demographic profile will be considering yung 4 variables: age, educational attainment, occupation, and economic status.
Yes, Dean.
Pero sa economic status, specifically, mahirapan kasi tayo ng economic status. Pwede na lang monthly income. Ma'am?
Yes, Dean.
Oo. Monthly income. Kaya daw mahirapan sila anong klase status, so how we can categorize. Based on monthly income, yung matataas yung income, so ibig sabihin okay ang economic status nila. So based on the monthly income, family monthly income.
Yes, Dean.
Yun na lang siguro. So kindly consider that also in your questionnaire, all these variables, educational attainment. So in relation to the educational attainment or educational level, elementary graduate ba sila or high school or college level or may mga postgraduate ano pa tayo dyan else like Ma'am Yasmin, postgraduate level. Okay. So with the SOP number 2, what is the medical fake news on the vaccine confidence? Ako, agree na ako dito. Okay na ako dito sa SOP number 2. Madam Glenda and Ma'am Reza.
Okay na din po ako number 2 din.
Okay din.
Okay po ako. Agree ako sa number 2.
Is there a relationship, so it's a correlational study, between medical fake news on the vaccine confidence? Okay na ako dito sa SOP number 3.
Number 3 din. Okay na to.
Okay.
Relationship.
So, well stated yung SOP 2 and 3 na ninyo, no? Except we have suggestions in your SOP number 1. So, for your hypothesis, kindly specify siguro yung null hypothesis natin. So, if we have SOP number 3, is there a relationship? Ang ilalagay natin, how you will be stating the null hypothesis, kasi declarative ang null hypothesis natin. Miss Diano?
Yes, ma'am.
What will be your statement now with your null hypothesis?
Sa tanong. There is no significant difference.
Difference ba? What is your SOP number 3? Kasi pag sinabi mo, no, when we are making hypothesis, that's the declarative statement of your statement of the problem. So, ano man yun? Ano
There is no significant relationship between medical fake news and fear-mongering on the vaccine confidence
of
millennials in general sa cities.
Okay. So that's how you will be stating your hypothesis, your null hypothesis. So kindly include it here in page 8, no, your null hypothesis that there is no relationship, no, between those variables you mentioned about medical fake news and fear-mongering. Okay, you have significance of the study. I can't see here sa significance ninyo kasi we are part of the academe. So kindly include, no, yung school, what the school can benefit, no, from this study. So can it help the school, no, in general sa atin sa Jensen Doctors Medical School? What do you think will be the benefit, no, for us sa study ninyo? Although you specified the benefits that the LGU can get out from it, the medical professionals, but how about our school? So kindly include it here.
Din, magdagdag po sana ako. Walang community. So, netizen yung kanila. Yun ang kanilang community.
Siguro community na lang instead of netizens?
Oo, kasi parang pag sinabi mong netizen, only those people na nasa net. And fake news is all over, not just in the social media, but also sa TV and other mga kwento-kwento sa labas, di ba? So,
Radyo Puwak, ma'am. Ayun ka pa, Radyo Puwak. Yung chismis sa kapitbahay.
Yeah, so I would suggest din na yun, instead of netizen, palitan. And then yung sa media, hindi naka-specify how they can be more responsible with the help of this research. So pwedeng dagdagan niya na lang. I find it very limited, no?
Kay Ma'am Raisa. With Ma'am Raisa, may additional pa kayo?
Okay na po ako din.
For the framework, okay na ako dito with the health belief model, no? Very, ano naman siya, relevant to the current study. And they were able to contextualize it. Ma'am Glenda, agree na rin kayo dito sa health belief nila?
Yes po din. Meron pala akong, di nasa theoretical framework na po ba tayo?
Opo, ma'am.
Oh, yung first sentence nila sa first paragraph, I don't think you have to enumerate all the names na first name, middle name, no? So you can just say maybe yung main author and colleagues or associates, pwede na. And then be specific doon sa year kasi 1950s masyado siyang broad or hindi siya it has to have something na yung talagang date or year kung kailan na develop.
Actually, ma'am, pwede na nga, ma'am, para we can do away with the obsolete sources. So kahit na the health belief model, if they were able to get it from a recent edition of a book, so pwede na yun na yung gamitin nila, no? Yung 2019, 2020 para recent naman. And pwede na i-omit na nila yung may 1950s pa. Kasi they will just be writing yung sino yung pinaka main proponent ng theory na to. Di po ba? Okay, parang hindi na mag-appear yung 1950s. Students, please take note, no? Dyan sa theoretical framework ninyo. Ma'am Raisa, conceptual framework?
Sa conceptual framework po, wait. Okay naman po yung sa extraneous variables. Ano pa yung minimum dito sa extraneous variables?
Yung mga variables po na maaari pong maka-affect sa vaccine confidence, but they are not considered as independent variable po, ma'am, kasi they are not the focus of the study po, ma'am.
Okay.
Pero po, ma'am, since gisali naman po doon sa demographic data po yung economic status and such po, ma'am, so pwede po ibawas na namin dito yung psychosocial variables, ma'am, kasi under po kasi doon yung mga economic status and such po.
Sorry, ano yan?
Since gibago na po kasi yung stated of the problem sa first part ng demographic data po, ma'am, pwede po ba namin i-omit na lang po itong psychosocial variables po sa extraneous variables po, ma'am? Since nasali naman po siya sa SOP namin, ma'am. Ang psychosocial variables po kasi is yung occupation, educational attainment, at yung
though kinuha niyo siya, no, pero I think hindi niyo kasi siya i-measure kung may influence ba siya doon sa confidence ng millennials. I mean, walang gagawin, 'di ba, na
Okay po, ma'am. Gets po, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, pwede lang ako mag-comment dun sa figure 1 ninyo ng conceptual framework?
Yes po, ma'am.
Oo. Usually kasi ang extraneous variables, ginagamit lang siya for experimentation or experimental research design. I think you can say moderating or mediating variables. Kindly check it, ha? Kasi hindi ako sure if you're supposed to use extraneous variables when it comes to a correlational research. Parang hindi namin ginagamit yan.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you.
And then also, please do not start your sentence like words like with the integration. Declarative lang, diretso. Okay? Sorry ha, maingay mga aso ko.
RRL, ma'am, you have questions, ma'am?
RRL, I commend no for ano na, madami silang mga literatures na include dito. But there are some pages I found out no, like page 19, like ito may mga statement dito. However, when you wear a mask for a long time, it will be uncomfortable. So we do away no with you, I, we, and then in succeeding pages din, oo, paki-rephrase niyo ito, yung mga like page 20 sa mga hot baths, ano gibutan nito, by washing your hands regularly, the safest way to defend yourself against COVID-19 is mga ganyan. So may mga statements dito. I think you need to revise and whatever is being written in the literature. So kindly revise that one.
A third person point of view po lahat, ma'am.
Yes.
Oo, you can only use first person no if ano siya phenomenological na quali paper. By the way, I also have noticed dun sa page 16 ninyo, you have one sentence paragraph like sa alcohol. Two sentences siya and then there is no source. So every paragraph, as much as possible, you have to have a source. If pwede nyo naman siyang malump, like for example, ano bang pwede nyo malump? Let us say, antibiotics in bleach, or ano ba ito sila? Parehong mga, ano ba ang antibiotics?
Sa ano pala, ma'am, nasa page 15, ma'am, nag-enumerate pala yan sila, ma'am.
Okay. Oo, pero dapat kasi kahit sila nag-enumerate, ma'am, mas maganda if i-ano na lang nila, since iilang sentences, might as well lump it in one paragraph. Kesa ihiwa-hiwalay nila, tapos 2 sentences lang naman ang sinasabi na tungkol doon. Tapos yung mosquitoes, what about mosquitoes period, tapos nasa baba na. So, hindi consistent, no? And then, again, meron silang antibiotics, tapos meron silang vaccines. Pwede naman pag-isahin yon. And then, older people, younger people. Yeah, kung pwede nilang pagsamasamahin yung related na mga topics, they should. Okay. Like garlic. So anything na ma-ingest siguro, pwedeng isahin. Like antibiotics, alcohol, garlic, mga ganon. Kasi parang paisa-isa. Pwedeng anuhin na lang, i-lump na lang.
Yes po, ma'am.
Oo, sige. Kagaya nito, meron kayong houseflies. Kanina may nakita akong mosquito. Hindi pwedeng houseflies and mosquitoes or insects in general, di ba? Tapos meron kayong, meron akong nakita dito kanina. Wait lang ha. Holding your breath and
cold weather and snow.
Yeah, sige. So, yun po. Paki-ano na lang, paki-lump kung ano yung mga related na topics.
Like for example, yung thermal scanner, UV lab. So, pwedeng pag-isahin yan. Yung mga ginagamit. No. So, I agree with that, no? Kasi kailangan natin, yung may mga major topics tayo, and then doon na lang ilalagay ninyo. So, more thematic ang gagawin natin, no? Okay, so Ma'am Raisa, may dagdag ka pa? Those are some salient observations, no, sa RRL po nila. So, for the research design, again, what is your research design, Ms. Bahuyo?
Asan na?
Hindi ka marinig?
Quantitative descriptive survey po.
Okay. So you made mention naman dito, no? Correlational. So, they'll describe ang local respondents, millennials.
Again, no, I would like to comment dun sa methodology. Please avoid yung one-sentence paragraph. Kasi you're talking about research design. Dapat isang paragraph lang siya. Okay? Kasi pinaghiwalay niyo pa yung research design sa quantitative method.
For the population, what you have written here in Jensen is the projected population, but kindly look for the actual population based on the data coming from the Philippine Statistics Authority. No? Kasi meron talagang actual data in terms of the population. Kasi what is being written in page 33 with the population of Jensen is the projected population lang. So pwede nang yung actual population based on the recent data coming from the Philippine Statistics Authority. It is available naman online. No, please look with the website of the PSA.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you.
In your research instrument, you made mention it is a researcher-made instrument and it will be validated by experts. Am I right?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, what will be the content of your part 1?
The demographic data po.
In your discussion, in your research instrumentation, kindly specify, because we already suggested the different variables under this demographic data. So kindly include that part 1 of this instrument, itong demographic profile on the educational status, monthly income. So kindly include it here in your discussion. So your part 2 will be, what will be your part 2?
Validity gauging po, ma'am.
Yeah, part 2 of your questionnaire. Part 1 is your demographic profile. What will be part 2?
The validity gauging po. Part 2 po, ma'am, is yung validity gauging po.
Level of influence. So yung mga questions on the level of influence of this medical fake news. So actually, part 1 and part 2 lang tayo, Ma'am Reza.
Yes po, Dean.
Oo. So they mentioned dito 3 parts. Dahil lang ha. Na-mention ba niyo 3 parts? Ito dapat part 1 and part 2 lang. Oh, the question will be divided into 3 parts. Maybe 2 lang kasi all the questions in relation to itong medical fake news and fear-mongering, part na sila ng part 2. Or 3 parts, i-separate natin, nakaseparate. Part 2, medical fake news. Or subtopic lang naman itong isa din. 2 parts lang, Ma'am Race.
Pwede din po, Dean.
O kasi based on SOP natin. Oo. Next item. Ma'am, yes, Ma'am Gabilagon.
Transfer na lang yung box sa appendices. yung mga validation criteria. Sa appendices na lang po. You need at least 3 validators para sa questionnaire ninyo.
Okay, may we ask again, anybody from the group can answer that. Can you describe to us how you will be getting this information to your from your respondents? I'm asking for the data collection procedure. We want to gauge whether you know already what to do, no, during the actual conduct of the study.
Anyone can answer?
I think everybody are ma'am, talking but then nakamute silang lahat. Unmute yourself.
Nakaano na si Abner.
Ano po ma'am, we will be gathering our data by po yung questionnaire po. Tapos after po namin i-gather po, i-total po namin yung mean po nung sa each part po. After po nun, i-total yung mean, kukunin po namin yung other pa po ng mga descriptive statistics po doon sa data po. After po, since nakuha na namin yung sa part po ng sa fake news po, which is yung validity gauging, and also po the part ng vaccine confidence, i-correlate po namin yung data from each other using the Pearson-R correlation po.
I mean, how will you gather the data? Questionnaire using online platform or
what means?
Ano po? Face-to-face po, ma'am. Pero subject for change po siguro, ma'am.
Napauro kami ng upuan ni Sir Juanitas, Abner. Yung face-to-face data gathering. Pati si Sir Juanitas. Sir Juanitas, payag ka niyan. Ma'am Yasmin, face-to-face. Naku, Abner, napag-usapan niyo ba ito? Pag face-to-face ba kayo sa data gathering?
Actually po, ma'am, subject for change pa po yan, ma'am, kasi unknown pa po ang next year po na kaganapan po, ma'am.
Ideal po siguro yun din yung kanila. Ideally. Ay, change mo, Abner, ideally.
Okay. So, ano yon, parang nagkakaroon kayo ng confusion, no, in relation to that. But of course, we need to consider the present condition or current situation. And the school, really, the stand of the school is not to expose our students, no, in the community level, except if it is being conducted online. So, we are proposing and recommending, no, to the group that you will conduct it via online, so you can conduct interviews, or you can ask them to answer the questionnaire via Google Form. Pero yung iba na hindi talaga kaya, paano gagawin natin yan, no? Sa mga barangays ito, kung pwede. Meron din naman yan, no? Kung doon sa mga health centers, iiwan lang yung questionnaire. Pwede rin dalawang, yung questionnaire, pwede nyo rin iwan. At kunyari, sa barangay health center, at merong pupunta doon na millennial. At sagutan nila, pwede din ganon. At yung iba, pwedeng online. Kasi may iba naman na wala silang access, no, sa internet. Okay na daw, Ma'am Glenda? Like kung iba malapit, kung may access na, may mga kakilala sila na nandun or sa health center, pwedeng mag-iwan sila ng ibang questionnaire doon. Yun nga lang, ang retrieval after pa ng pag may makasagot na doon sa mga questionnaire, But then, isang pinakamabilis na option natin is yung through Google Form. But of course, you will be considering that you will be conducting it in the community level. We will be asking the proponents also to translate it here in Jensan, Cebuano, no? Cebuano. Kaso lang meron namang mga ibang ethnic groups at dialects. Pwede na siguro in general, Tagalog na lang. Ma'am Glenda and Ma'am Reza, Tagalog. Mga Cebuano nakakaintindi man ng Tagalog na.
Pero, din mga, I'm just wondering yung kanilang participants kung may kasamang mga nasa, I mean, hindi literate. Kasi kahit Tagalogin natin yan, kung hindi naman sila makabasa, wala din.
I think
From Jensan man.
Sa criteria nila na able to read and write.
Oo.
Siguro maganda, ma'am, i-delimit na lang nila na may access sa internet. So, meaning to say, sila, may kapasidad silang magbasa ng English. Kasi para sa akin, kung itagalog, the essence of the statement ba gets lost in the translation. Hindi na yung swak na pagkakaintindi sa English, hindi na articulate ng maayos sa Tagalog yung English.
Pero in relation to educational attainment, ma'am, meron kasi iba na kahit na high school graduate, hindi nila maintindihan yung ibang mga terms ba?
Kasi nakita ko din yung mga questions kasi nila po din, parang kahaba. Masyadong mahaba. Okay lang sana kung self-report siya ba na I am happy, I am sad, I don't believe in the rumor, I believe in the rumor. Maganda sana kung ganun lang. Pero the way I see it,
pero 2 pages lang naman, ma'am. Para answerable naman siya in 10 to 15 minutes lang.
Kaya kagaya nito din, I trust the people who develop and administer the vaccines. Medyo mahaba yun. I don't want to suffer the consequences of contracting COVID-19. Murag lisod ni siya Tagalog din ba? Or COVID-19 outbreak. Kung makahanap sila ng expert siguro. Marami ba silang question din? There are like, sa part 2 pa lang, they have 25 questions. Part 3, they have 18 questions. Ubay-ubay po din. Okay lang kung 10 lang sana yung tanong.
Pwede man nila, ma'am, i-try nila sa self nila if they can answer it in 10 to 15 minutes. Kaya siyempre yung span of time na ang pag-answer nila. So kung kakayanin siya in 10-15 minutes, okay lang. Kasi I can see kasi itong mga information din kasi napaka-importante din.
Doon sa mga researchers ba, I don't know if maybe you can shorten the questions. The 25 questions for me, kung ako ang sasagot tapos hirap akong umintindi, I might just randomly check it kasi parang taas ba. Whereas kasi kung survey lang talaga, maganda, 10 to 15 questions, yun na yun lahat-lahat. But you have 30 plus questions. Mabigat ito sa isang survey. And even sa data analysis ninyo, when you finally process your data, I find it kinda marami. Para sa akin, marami siya.
Pwede po namin siya yung for example po, ma'am, like after po ng pa-validation po namin, ma'am, tapos doon na po namin i-base po yung
so you want the validators to sort of decide or recommend kung ano lang yung isasama ninyo. Okay. Pero I really find it so many para sa akin kasi kung ang itatanong nyo lang naman is about fake news and fear mongering tapos confidence, siguro 3 question or 5 question for fake news, 5 questions for fear mongering, and another 5 questions for vaccine confidence would be enough for me. That's my my personal opinion. Para hindi kayo mahirapan, because with what you have presented in terms of your questions, mahirap siya. Ay, ako ha, para sa akin, mahirap siya.
I think, ma'am, yung sa fake news, di ba nag-enumerate sila doon sa
Yes, oo.
literature, parang sinali ata nila lahat ng
Actually, pwede naman na sa fake news, pwede ka, sa RRL mo, pwede mo siya kasi talagang spell out lahat. But during the question, pwede kang mag-delimit. As a researcher, you have that freedom to choose only what is really essential para sa akin.
As long that some of the yung mga items na gusto nila masali, pwede na rin yon. I-limit na lang ninyo, no? Kasi yun nga, pagdating doon sa mga respondents, baka pagkita nila sa sobrang dami ng items, hindi na sila ganahan mag-answer, no? Basahin lahat.
Yun na.
Oo. At least may mga, for example, drinking alcohol, pili lang kayo dito ng mga relevant information kasi lahat naman relevant. Pero i-try kaya nila muna sa sarili nila, ma'am. Nang sila mag-take ba, then how many minutes? Kasi sa mga research books naman, ang meron tayo doon na if it is answerable for around 15 minutes, okay, yun yung mga ideal ba na pag-answer na basta hindi lang abutin ng 30 minutes sa kaka-answer dyan sa questionnaire mo kasi ayaw ng mga respondents ng sobrang haba. No? So that's one of the suggestion. For the proponents, kindly also try it among yourselves kung kaya lang ninyo na masagutan niya in just 15 minutes. Pero based on the suggestion nga of Dr. Lugto, and I also agree now with her suggestion that if you can shorten the number of items, mas maganda. No, kung pwedeng kuntihan ninyo. Okay? If you can lessen the number of items. Kaso lang importante kasi itong like susceptibility, severity, no, na well represented itong mga itong mga indicators. As you mentioned kanina, itong mga indicators ito nakita niyo naman sa mga literatures and based on the DOH, nakita itong mga literatures na to in terms of self-efficacy, yung significance ba ng bawat item. Yun, ipatry na lang muna natin siguro, Ma'am Glenda, how long it will take for one respondent to answer different questions.
Kasi inad ko 43 questions. Kulang siguro ang 1 minuto dito. And the of people nowadays, I doubt if they have the interest to answer all of this. Kaya hindi totoo yung the more the merrier, ha?
I think gusto lang yata nila i-cover lahat ng na i-enumerate nila. Pero this is the ideal po na
At saka yung content talaga, maganda talaga in terms sa yung content kasi kinuha naman talaga nila ito sa Department of Health. No? So, meron tayong basikan talaga. I really appreciate the group na talagang you exerted effort that whatever is being part of this paper, talagang kinuha ninyo sa mga dapat na pinagkukunan like the Department of Health. Okay, so do you have any clarification before we proceed with the deliberation? Or may dagdag pa, Ma'am Reza and Ma'am Glenn?
Okay na ako din.
Okay. Do you have any clarification? Kanina, hyper na hyper kayo. Ngayon, parang gutom na kayo. Parang tingin nyo sa amin fried chicken na. Sige. We will proceed muna with our deliberation for around 1 to 2 minutes. You can take your